Hello and welcome to Good Nightmare, a podcast where we like to look into the mysterious side of life. Ghost ships, or phantom ships, are vessels that are devoid of crew and life, often found in the ocean, but they may also be found ashore. They may have been deserted for any number of reasons, though these reasons are not always clear and the crew cannot always be found. This is the case of the Mary Celeste. The Mary Celeste was an American merchant brigantine, that is, put very simply, a two-masted ship. Mary Celeste was built in Nova Scotia and launched as Amazon in 1861 before being transferred to American ownership in 1868, where she was given her new name. As an aside, if like me, you're wondering why ships, and often also cars or other modes of transport, are referred to as she or her, I have a little fun fact for you. In the Romance languages, stemming originally from Vulgar Latin, meaning common Latin, such as Spanish, Portuguese, French, Italian, Romanian, and Catalan, they often refer to ships or the ship with a female article. That tradition since carried over into English, resulting in people referring to ships as she or her. The Mary Celeste sailed without fault until her 1872 voyage from New York to Genoa. She was discovered at sea by the Canadian brigantine De Gracia, dishevelled but in fine condition, under partial sail, meaning with all sails not in full use, and with her lifeboat missing. The crew was nowhere to be found. The cargo had been left intact, as had the captain and crew's personal items. None of the crew members would ever be heard from or seen again. There were many theories put forward at the hearing following her discovery, including mutiny, piracy, or fraud, though there was no evidence to support any of these as being the cause of the Mary Celeste's crew's demise. As happens with unsolved mysteries, further and possibly less likely theories arose, such as paranormal intervention, attack by a giant squid, sea quakes, or alcohol fumes from the ship's cargo affecting the crew. The Mary Celeste's life at sea did not end here. She was handed over to new owners and was in service until 1885, when her captain deliberately wrecked her on the coast of Haiti in order to claim insurance. Given that the Mary Celeste was a well-stocked ship in great shape, it's hard to imagine why she would suddenly be abandoned by the entire crew, especially so far out at sea. It was theorized at one point that the ship may have been abandoned in order to claim insurance. However, at the Gibraltar hearing, there was no evidence to suggest this other than the ship having been overinsured. The insurance company never opened an inquiry into the case. During this voyage, there were Riffian pirates active in the area, and naturally it was suggested that the ship may have been attacked. However, this theory was ruled out on account of the ship's cargo and the crew's personal possessions being left untouched. Pirates would have pilfered the ship and taken anything valuable. The undisturbed items also lends to the idea that whatever caused the crew to flee, it wasn't necessarily violent. This leaves either something natural or entirely unnatural. Aboard the ship was a sounding rod, used to alert the crew that the ship was taking on water. It was suggested that this rod may have been triggered by some kind of malfunction, causing the captain and crew to believe that the ship was rapidly taking on water and would have to be abandoned. There was a fair amount of water on the ship when it was found, which could have been the result of a waterspout, also known as a non-supercell tornado over water. It's said that this would account for the slightly dishevelled state that the ship was found in, and for the rapid abandonment. It's not hard to believe that in the wide expanse of the ocean, that a crew who had abandoned ship could be lost to a watery grave, never to be found. As is common in good nightmare stories, the facts of the case eventually became intertwined with myth and legend. In 1883, the Los Angeles Times retold the story of the Mary Celeste with some embellishments. To quote, Every sail was set. The tiller was lashed fast. Not a rope was out of place. The fire was burning in the galley. The dinner was standing untasted and scarcely cold. The log was written up to the hour of her discovery. As we know, this is entirely incorrect. Other reports claimed that the ship was found 2,600 kilometres south of its actual location and that there were live chickens on board upon its discovery. It was in 1884 that the most memorable retelling was printed by a very familiar author, Arthur Conan Doyle, master of mysteries himself. In his tale, Doyle renamed the ship Mary Celeste, as it is still commonly mistakenly called to this day. He wrote that the voyage took place in 1873 as the ship departed from Boston, carrying passengers as well as crew. He created a character named Septimus Goring who hated the white race and gathered all members of the crew to murder their captain, J.W. Tibbs, and steal the ship away to West Africa. Only one other passenger survived the murders, a man known as Jeffson, who was only spared because he was in possession of a magical charm. Although this story is clearly fictitious and was never meant to be taken at face value, the US consul in Gibraltar was so intrigued that he inquired into whether any elements of the story could be true. A more serious, though equally ludicrous theory was presented in the Strand magazine in 1913, where it told that all people on board were drowned or eaten by sharks after a platform created for a swimming competition collapsed when everyone was aboard and fell into the sea. And most fantastically, in true sea horror story style, it was also suggested the entire crew was picked off the ship one by a giant squid or octopus. Giant squid have been recorded to have reached 15 metres or 49 feet in length, and they have been known to attack ships. Though it's hard to believe that if this was the way the crew were taken down, that the ship would have been left only slightly dishevelled, and not one single survivor would be left on board. Of course, while there are no solid answers, all theories are equally likely. Kind of like the Schrodinger's cat of ships. While no possibility is confirmed, all are equally possible. This leaves it just as likely that there may have even been some paranormal intervention, in the style of the Bermuda Triangle disappearances, or perhaps even alien encounters. Personally, I'm not sure what to believe, or rather what I would like to believe. In keeping with the theme of ghost ships, I do have a movie recommendation for you, and I would love to hear what you think of it. Triangle is the 2009 film that follows a group of friends involved in a yachting accident who find refuge on their very own ghost ship. The story has elements of the legend of Sisyphus, as well as plenty of thrills and twists. I watched this movie 3 times and picked up on something new each time. I would love for you to share your favourite ghost ship tales with me, whether it's through articles, film or book recommendations. You can catch me on social media on Twitter and Instagram at goodnightmare_s or on Facebook at goodnightmarepod. If you have your own story or a suggestion that you would like to share with me, you can contact me at goodnightmare_s at outlook.com. Until next time, sweet dreams.
Hey Sasha,
Hey, Courtney.
where can you get hot takes about ghosts, cryptids, farts, and cats?
I don't know, where?
On our podcast Spoop Hour.
Oh, that's right.
Each week we talk about the things that spook us out and we laugh through our fear.
You can find us on Twitter and Instagram at Spoop Hour, and you can listen to our podcast on iTunes, Podbean, or really anywhere else that you get your podcasts. Feel free to also drop us a line at spoophour@gmail.com.
We want to hear about your ghosts.
Thanks.